Anna's return to the farm and James are just as I hoped they would be. Let's find out more. Perhaps he told him she wasn't that special, but whatever. Anna quickly stopped the negativity before she bolted out of her chair and left. You must have made quite the impression on James, and he is on his way now. He asked that you not leave. He is coming. Please wait, end quote, Brian said. He had a crooked smile, and that only made his innuendo more awkward. Anna didn't respond. James had made quite the impression on her as well. However, she had learned long ago not to open up too much. Opening up left one vulnerable to ridicule and embarrassment when things didn't go as one had hoped. Brian and Anna chatted about Brian's farming projects, and Anna learned more than she ever wanted to know about Nubian goats. She pretended to be interested, though. She didn't want to appear rude or anxious for James to arrive. Anna saw James walking briskly up the path. She wanted to jump up and run to him, but she held her seat. Eagerness isn't becoming of a young lady, would be what her mother would have said. She remained focused on her discussion with Brian, but did peek from time to time. James moved like a man on a mission, and his eyes never left Anna. He started to jog when he reached the yard, and when he got to Anna, he pulled her to her feet and wrapped his arms around her in a big bear hug. It took Anna by surprise, but she hugged him right back. I have been so worried about you. What kept you away so long? James asked. Anna felt him nuzzle his nose in her hair, and she heard him take a deep breath. Her heart melted at his evident caring for her. Anna couldn't understand this feeling between them, but she just knew she couldn't ignore it. He was a magnet to her steel, and the pull was too strong to fight. I know, we had a situation, but everything is okay now, Anna explained. What kind of situation? James asked. He had a very dominant personality. His very aura demanded respect from everyone. So even though he was the inferior species here, he carried himself with pride. Among other things, Anna admired this about him. She drew back from him and glanced toward Brian. James took the hint and figured a way for them to make their exit. Thanks so much for getting in touch with me. I'll come back later and help you finish up, James said. No problem. Come on back and we will get into something. I'm about to wrap this up, I think, Brian said. James took Anna's hand as she had seen her mother's friend do, and they walked down the path. These houses are so cute, Anna said. She studied the different hidden gems and again wondered about his living arrangements. Thanks, we like it, James said. As she had before, Anna felt a sense of ownership from James. She understood this was all he knew the world to be, so he kind of took pride in the place. It was his prison, and he had no idea he was an inmate. She was thankful for that. She never wanted to see him defeated or hopeless, as the first residents of the farms had been. She always wanted that royal quality to exude from his very soul. Is your house nearby? Anna asked. Yep, not too far, he answered. I really was worried about you. Then I thought, maybe I had just been crazy to believe we made a connection. Where did you go? Anna didn't hesitate to tell James a broad outline of her trip. She left out the part about the chains and the magic, but didn't leave out the brutality done to her friend. She was completely surprised by the level of concern he showed Kimmy. It could have turned out so much worse. We are so thankful we found her in time, Anna said. James shook his head and gritted his teeth. He was angry and helpless. Anna saw his face redden and his grip tighten on her hand. We're okay now, no worries. That ass will never, and I mean never, hurt another person again, Anna consoled. Tell your friend I send my love and hope that she recovers soon. I know immortals heal and everything, but that's not what's broken with your friend. It may take her some time to deal with it all, James said. Anna felt such adoration for this man. He showed genuine concern for her friend merely because Anna loved her. One afternoon in this man's company sparked a fire in Anna. She didn't know it was even possible. She was interested to see if a second encounter would lift the veil of infatuation she had with him. Then, of course, he would likely do something or say something stupid, and the illusion of perfection would evaporate. She hoped he would, then again she was desperate for him not to. As the two moved down the path, they took their time. They stopped and sat in the many seating areas along the way. Anna noticed a plaque with a single name engraved on it attached to the benches and random statues. "Who are these people?" Anna asked. "Those are mortals who did great deeds for not only our kind, but yours as well. People teach their children about each person, so no one ever forgets their contributions," James explained. He ran his fingers over the name with great respect for this unknown person. "Do you know this one?" Anna asked. "I know the story. Adam developed some of the vegetation here on the farm that proved to be beneficial to us humans. The plants encourage healthy blood production. When immortals feed, as you know, there can be significant blood loss, but the plant life he developed allows the body to rejuvenate much quicker," James explained. Anna nodded and found it quite strange how James was so matter-of-fact about immortals taking the blood from their veins. It seemed to be such an invasion, just out-and-out theft of their person. The mortals had no choice of whether or not they gave their donation. It was taken, just as it had been before the farm. Only now, the donors were brainwashed not to mind it. Anna knew in the old world there were willing donors. But who had actually fed on them? She didn't know any immortals who would have fed on a mentally defiant person, and anyone who chose to be a blood bag had to be nuts. James, however, knew no different way of life. On the contrary, he was programmed to believe this was natural, and the least the mortals could do for their benefactors. They returned to their walk, and Anna asked James about every plaque they came across. One was a doctor, another helped the immortals during a bloody uprising, and one was an extraordinary animal breeder. This man developed not only natural animals, but super species. These creatures produce more of whatever they were bred to produce. Whether it was milk or meat, they were superior in their design. Anna asked if James could show her some of these animals sometime, and James gladly agreed. Her request left him with the hope that she planned to return for future visits. He was overjoyed. He smiled as he thought of all the things he could hold back in showing her, so she would have to come back to see them. He would have to make a list. "Are those people still here on the farm?" Anna asked. "No, all of them are gone on to the next life, I imagine. They only get a plaque of acknowledgement after they are gone," James said. Reality hit Anna like a ton of bricks. Everyone behind these walls would one day be nothing more than a memory or a name engraved on a plaque somewhere. They were all mortal and would suffer the natural death of man. The thought sickened her. She knew she had to get the image of James's corpse out of her mind. "Well, this is it," James said. He extended his hand in the direction of a little barn-roof cottage on his right. There were beautifully hand-carved chairs and a bench on the porch out front. A mama bear and 3 cubs strolled across the backrest of the bench, with pine trees as their backdrop. On the backrest of one chair was a carved bobcat's head, and the other had a majestic wolf staring through her soul. They were so delicate and beautiful, Anna couldn't find the words to express how much she loved them. The craftsmanship and expert execution of the pieces were like nothing she had ever seen outside these walls. "These are so beautiful," Anna said. "Thank you. They were fun to make," James said. "What? You did these?" Anna asked. "Yeah, I needed something for out here and thought I would just make something. I know it's silly when there are tons to choose from at the warehouse, but I wanted something different," James explained. Anna realized the carved pieces at Brian's home were done by the same artist, and this artist was her James. Her James, just as Brian had referred to her as James's Anna. He was hers. She didn't know how or why, but he was hers. No matter the cost, she would enjoy him for as long as she could, or as long as he could stay with her. "Would you like to sit? I will get us some lemonade," James said. Anna sat in the bobcat chair and left the wolf for her wolf. James went inside, and Anna heard him switch off something she believed to be an air conditioner. He was quick to return. Anna was very impressed with the lemonade. It was perfectly sweet and sour, and she loved it. "Did you make this? If you say you did, I'm going to believe you're some sort of magician," Anna said. "No magician here. My friend Brenda made it. She makes big batches, and it was my turn to get some. I'm so glad you like it," James explained. Immediately, Anna wondered who this Brenda was. What did she look like? How old was she? She had questions. Anna couldn't stand a rival for James's affections. Anna knew jealousy was an ugly emotion, but she couldn't help how she felt. She had always been a victim of the green-eyed monster. She wouldn't apologize for that either. She thought she had the worst end of the deal. She was the one in pain and insecurity. It was everyone else's responsibility to shield her from that kind of grief. She knew it wasn't rational, but it was her lie, and she was sticking to it. Then, as if James could read her thoughts, he continued, "Brenda and her partner live up that way. They were friends with my mom." Anna smiled and was surprised at how relieved she was by his explanation. She tried to be inconspicuous as she peeked through the screen door into his home. James noticed, and he smiled. "Would you like to come inside? I will turn the AC back on if—" "You want to?" James asked. "I'm sure you're warm out here. That's fine with me," Anna said. She was so nosy. She wanted to see everything James surrounded himself with inside his home. The house was small, so whatever he had was precious to him for one reason or another. She wanted to know the story of every piece. She wanted to know what made James sentimental, because she wanted to be valuable to him as well. She sat on a small couch and scanned the room. Across from her was a TV on a stand, with carved figures surrounding it. The walls had beautiful paintings of nature and landscapes, but on a prominent space, visible from all areas, was a portrait of a woman and a small boy. Anna immediately recognized the forest green eyes of the boy. Is that you?" Anna asked. "Yes," he answered. "Your mother?" Anna questioned. "Yes," he said. "She is beautiful," Anna said. "Yes, she was," he corrected. Anna noticed the past tense and dropped the obviously painful subject. To her right, taking up precious real estate in the home, was a large bookcase. The shelving was so full that James had the rows doublet on each shelf and had books stacked on the rows. Anna believed she had found his loves. It was clear his mother held the #1 space, followed by literature, then his art. She wanted desperately to fit into just a small section of his heart. "I love your collection," Anna said. She pointed to his books lining the wall. "Thanks. I love to read. I read as much as I can," James said. "I love to read too," Anna confided. "It is hard for me to imagine the things I read about, but I guess that's what an imagination is for," James said. Anna realized it probably was overwhelming to read about things outside these walls. She always enjoyed fantasies like The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Maybe James viewed the marvels in his books as Anna did Falkor in The Never-Ending Story. Anna sipped her drink slowly. She didn't want her time with James to end. They sat quietly at times, but it wasn't an awkward silence. Both were contemplating the other. "Can I ask you something?" James asked. "Of course you can. Anything," Anna said. Julie Troutman, The Farm. "Where do you live? What is it like? Who lives there with you?" James fired in rapid succession. The questions seemed to Anna to be rehearsed. He spoke as if he were reading from a questionnaire. Anna smiled as she thought about all the questions and his curiosity. "Well, I will take those one at a time. The first, I think, was where I live, right? I live in a little town called Oakview here in Virginia. #2 was, what's it like? It is a very close-knit place. Everyone knows everybody else and knows all their business whether they want them to or not. It's cool, though, because there is always a friend around if you need to talk." Then there was #3. Who lives there? My mom, Kimmy, Lana, and Brady live on the estate. Did I get them all? Anna said. She noticed his reaction to Brady's name and hoped she wasn't reading too much into his seemingly concerned look. Yep, that was all of them for now, James said. Anna decided to rescue him from his uncomfortable feelings, as he had done for her earlier. She explained everyone's relationship to her and went on to say that she believed Lana and Brady were involved, but hadn't come out with it yet. James seemed visibly eased by this information. Anna was paying close attention to all his body language during her explanation. It sounds great. Honestly, I can't even imagine how it would be out there. Do you know what I mean? Everyone knows everyone else here, and no one would hesitate to help someone out if they needed it. You seemed surprised by Lana and Brady's willingness to help when it came to Kimmy. Here, that is just a given. There are some benefits to our society after all, maybe, James said. Yeah, there really may be, Anna said. She wasn't lying to him either. She truly believed there was a lot to be said for this way of life. The human race had come a long way. It came from a time of greed and selfishness to one of kindness and mercy. It had emerged like a butterfly from its prison cocoon. Can I ask you a question too? Anna asked. Hit me, James said. Do you have family here? What is your contribution zone on the farm? What is your favorite book? Anna asked. She spat out the question so quickly she could see James's mind reeling to keep up. Ha ha! Okay, here I go. Number 1. I have an aunt and her partner and 3 cousins. Second, I work here as a carpenter and amateur electrician. Last, I have so many I couldn't pick just one. There is one book of poetry and short stories my mother and I read from when I was a child. If I had to choose one, I guess that would be the one, James answered. I love poetry too. I have too many favorites to pick just one, but I have always loved Poe and Stevenson, Anna said. There is one poem my mother and I read regularly. Would you like to hear it? James asked. I would love to, Anna said. James began to read a poem about a Christmas morning and a woman named Lame Carter. She had been an apparition visiting her friend who wasn't yet aware of her death. It was a beautiful, sad tale. Anna was glad he had shared it with her. Oh, I love that. The friend didn't even know she was gone. A sad lover's tale, Anna said. Yes, it is, but do you know why I like it? It's the part about the snow. Where are you coming from so airily over the snow? I have seen snow through the barrier, but we do not need it here, so we don't have it. I think it is so beautiful, and I wonder what it would feel like to catch a flake on my tongue like in the books. When I read about rain, I picture it like the systems used to water the different areas under the dome, but it is never everywhere all at once. It is so amazing you get to experience all that on the outside, James said. Anna noticed a faraway look in his eyes, like he was picturing it all in his mind. She felt guilty all of a sudden at how many times she took a beautiful snowfall for granted or fussed because her hair got wet in the rain. She wanted him to have all these things, but knew it would never be. So many things in the world were out of his reach. They were right on the other side of that glass, and a lie kept him from them. A small piece of Anna was selfish, though. He was always there for her to visit. He would never go so far away that she couldn't find him. But how terrible was that of her? Fear of losing him made her want him to be here. That was just a horrible thing, even to think. I have an idea. How about I tell you anything you are interested in learning, and you agree to make me one of those figurines? Anna suggested. James glanced over to the TV stand, where all this art was sitting. You have yourself a deal, Ms. Reed, he said. Anna was impressed he remembered her last name. But as Anna looked out of the screen door, she was surprised to see that it was late afternoon. The group hadn't set a time to return to the gate, but she felt like she should go before they came looking for her. I didn't even realize how late it was getting to be. I really should go. Everyone will be waiting for me, Anna said. She was very sad that their time was over today. She wanted nothing more than to sit in his company and share poetry for the rest of her days. But she didn't want anyone coming to look for her. Anna stood as if she were leaving. Did you need to feed? James asked. Tell you what, how about I come back tomorrow if you're not busy? Anna asked. Oh, I'm never too busy for you, James said. Anna blushed and smiled. She was so happy to hear him agree to another meeting. James reached out and took her hand and gently guided her back to her seat. She sat on the edge of the seat. She didn't want to get too comfortable and want to stay longer than she should. She felt like she might have already visited too long, but she couldn't help herself. James brushed her hair from her face and cupped her cheek in her hand. Anna melted from his intimate touch. He leaned in slowly and kissed her cheek. An innocent, sweet kiss sent passionate waves rolling through every pore of Anna's skin. She didn't understand her reaction, but she wasn't complaining. She turned her face a bit and leaned in, taking his lips in a soft, slow kiss. She felt his body tremble next to her. She rested her forehead against his as she said her goodbyes. "I really have to go, or they will come looking for me," Anna explained. "But you will come back tomorrow?" James asked. "I don't want to go now, but yes, I will for sure be here tomorrow, I promise," Anna promised. "Okay," James said. This was the hardest, shortest goodbye of Anna's life. Why was it so hard to be apart from him? She didn't know, but she did know that if she had to just stay inside this prison with him, she would do it. She never wanted to leave his side. None of her fears of disappointment came to pass, but tomorrow was another day. James walked Anna back to the bridge again and kissed her hand as she said goodbye. When Anna got to the gate, to her surprise, her mother was still not there, so she was safe from the questions she feared would come. Everyone else sat under the tree at the picnic table, chatting away. Anna joined them, and they waited for Renee. Patience was a skill quickly learned by immortals. After all, eternity was a really, really long time. Patience was a skill best learned early on, so one wouldn't die from anxiety. Renee didn't make them wait much longer. She arrived with a smile on her face and a sheen on her skin. She was positively radiant with nourishment and happiness. Everyone climbed back in their transportation, and off they went for home. Anna wasn't sure what excuse she would have to come up with to get out of there alone, but she would. The night would be long and lonely as she waited to see her prince in the morning. James and Anna have reunited, and it's spectacular. We will continue this epic story next time. Bye for now.